Just a Thought, a show that starts with a simple premise and explores how different people view different subjects. The greatest philosophies, the most revolutionary changes, and the greatest inventions. And all of them started with just a thought.
Hello. I'm going to give it a minute for people to get on this lovely Sunday. Whew, everybody watching football. I was looking at the stats. I don't know if them Lions are going to win.
Don't worry about us. We good with your hating ass.
Let me go on my Sports Yahoo and see what's going on.
No, we're good.
I'm trying to pull it up. No, I'm talking about for the other games that are going on. I'm trying to pull it up, see what's going on. Let's see what's going on in NFL. What's the weather like that over there, Mickey? Over here it's a little cool. Our weather's cool.
No, we straight. It was it was 84.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we cool like the other side of a pillow.
Okay. Yeah, I was so tired from yesterday. Today I did a lot, but yesterday went to talk about some things I did. It wasn't so exciting, but I did it. I took my daughter to go see. She wanted to go see a movie, so we went to go see the movie Him. And that movie's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, Him. H-I-M. Him. It's with here we go with the senior moment. It's with the guy from Marlon Wayans.
Oh, okay, about the football player. Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
The football player named Isaiah White, and
right.
It's pretty much about him selling his soul. And I will tell you, I checked out when it started getting too much for me.
Because it has some. It threw the spookism in there and it ran you up out of there.
Oh, that was demonic up in that joint. I ain't gonna lie to you. That was demonic. So I want to say hi to some people because I can't see the chat. I think I see. Is that H-Spag?
Yeah.
And then I Ain't Going. Then Hope Beasley.
Yes. They tapping in. I'm over here sharing it out. I already sent it in. I might have shared it out too early because I had came in and been set the room out for the people I sent it in the text.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm finna share it out to I'm finna put it in different Facebook groups in 1 second. I'm just getting it out to the different people. I see y'all got it popping in DC.
And we got a lot going on in DC. But I once again, this is just a thought. Yogi G will be in the chat. She has a lot of company today, so she is a little busy. But she will be in the chat to respond. And I'm not new to this. Standing in here and talking. It's one of those Sundays where you see a lot, Mickey. And it's like, which way do you want to go in conversation? Because sometimes you just have to laugh through the craziness that you see. But that movie, Him, I'm not going to engage in telling y'all to go watch it. But if it was real deep. It was real deep. And it spooked me out. I ain't going to lie. I had to sit there and pray myself when I went to bed. Because I could see that being true. I'm not saying it spooked me out like it's going, give me nightmares and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
But it was just deranged. But you think about it, like, we watching football. I mean, people go crazy for football.
I know. Like right now, the Lions just scored. In case you thought we weren't going to win. I'm just saying we good.
What are y'all, 28? Let me see. Hold on.
No. We scored more than 28.
Y'all more than 28. Hold up.
More than 28.
NFL scores. Let's see.
Like, we
Okay.
come to your crib and whoop you.
Okay, so y'all playing the Bengals, right? So y'all 35?
You know
Y'all
what
got
we do to the state of Ohio, show it no love. But shout out to my Ohio family in the chat. We got rid of the Cleveland Guardians, the baseball team, and we knocking out the Bengals. We just handled the Browns the week before. You know, we doing what we do. But let's get back to it. So what's going on? You know, that what you talking about, that him. So you saying it's rough.
It is. You see the scores?
I seen the only one I care about is the one I'm looking at, the
My Lord.
Lions. Yeah, I don't care about everybody else.
Who you think gonna win the Super Bowl? I know it's early.
I don't know. I ain't gonna lie, I don't know. Ask me in week 12.
In week 12. So when do you think people should really be talking about who won to the Super Bowl? You think it is closer to December?
Mm-hmm.
I agree. So in the movie Him, Marlon Wayne plays a character by name Isaiah White, and he's one like, my daughter's always saying, why do people, have so much dislike for the team that I like, which is the Cowboys,
Right.
in DC. And then, if you know about DC has a lot of Cowboy fans. You would think they would be huge Commander fans, but they have a lot of Cowboy fans. But in this movie, so the reason why I'm bringing because my daughter said that, and the Cowboys is because the Cowboys are a representation of the Cowboys. But then you think of the Commanders used to be the Redskins, right? So the representative of the Native American. And in the movie Him, Marlon Wayans, so it's a young boy, he's little, he's watching football on TV and he's engaged, and his father is like military, and he's telling his son, that's going to be you, you're going to be him. And he's telling him when he's a kid, she said, because DC stands for Dallas Cowboys. So what ends up happening, the young boy grows up, can play really, really good. And he's now asked to go, before he's asked to go to this training camp where Marlon Wayans is, he is on the field, and he's practicing, and then he gets a head injury. And at this point, they don't know if he's going to play, but they made a deal, was like he still could play. So he goes out to this, this place where Marlon Wayans is, and it's out in the boonies. I mean, it's out
like a camp or something, basically.
Yes, but it's out there in the desert, and there's some weird people while he's driving there. And when he gets there, and I'll tell you the correlation of the Cowboys and the Commanders. When the guy gets there, and I don't forgot his name, the character's name, but when he gets to Marlon Wayans and he walks into this huge building, it's like a puzzle. And he's going through, and he finally sees Isaiah White, the character, and Isaiah White is literally kind of like banging things that were alive at one point, putting them together, and he's putting heads up on the walls, but like animal heads on the wall. And he starts to explain to the guy what is how did football started, and he talks about how football started with the abuse of Native Americans would play with colonizers, and colonizers cheated in the game and started to make different plays to hurt the commander, the commanders, to help the Indians. So he explains a story that I started researching on how football started a long, long time ago.
Did you know what they used?
Yogi, the movie been out so long, people should have been watching. It's actually about to go out the movie theaters.
But did you know what they was using for the heads?
No, what were they using?
Go back and study it. I wanted to pull it up. I'm thinking if it was not slave heads, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, well, that makes sense, because when Marlon is putting the heads up, they're like skulls. So but it was deep because the name of the plays have something to do with the racism towards the Native Americans when they were doing football back then. And the game was set up to really hurt the Native Americans. So when I think of like the biggest fight in football in this area is like the Cowboys and the Indians. So I mean it's really deep if you think about it. I even thought about that last year's Super Bowl. When last year's Super Bowl, I didn't watch it, and people was like, "You ain't gonna watch it?" I love football. It was just a symbolization of last year. It was too much for me. It was basically giving me that. I ain't gonna lie. I was getting that feeling of something wasn't right. Like the symbolization of, so the eagle is a representation of America, and I said they're going to win because they're the representation of America, so the eagle. And then I thought about the Chiefs, right? And the Chiefs is a representation of the Native American, but their colors are red, so it's the blood that was shed. And so then you look at the eagle is the eye, it is the lead, it is the strength of the eye of America. And then with Trump being there, not to bring up Trump, what I got from that, I even put a post up as to why I wasn't going to watch the game because it was just too much. And it was a symbolization that America's about to go into a new year of us shedding our blood for America. And that is the vision that I got with that game. And so I did not watch it. But I will say this. I woke up 3:00 in the morning, which I always do, and I was praying, right? And I decided to watch the halftime show. You already know who's the halftime show, Kendrick Lamar. And at that point, I didn't know who Kendrick Lamar was. I mean, to the point where, like I knew of him, but I didn't know, people like, I know you. No, you don't. You know of the person, but you really don't know them. And so when I watched the halftime show, it still sticks with me because he was giving a lot of symbolization, but what he was really giving was turn the TV off. And so when you think about everything that's going on now, Kendrick Lamar was so wise when he said turn the TV off, because he's trying to say it's time for us to talk, not get distracted by all the stuff that's going on out here. So that movie, Him, going back to the movie Him, was for that young boy to be distracted, that he could get anything he wanted if he pretty much signed himself. Gave everything. That means he was willing to sacrifice his family, sacrifice anything to be part of that team. And there were some parts in it that were really like, ugh. So it was. I think it was a lot of males in the movie theater, so they were liking it. But for me, Mickey, I was like, what in the world? This is a bit too much.
I mean, when you look at it, because you have to look at the different things, like what's that book? I mean, to me, I look at the symbolism. Is it, you got to put a little spooky stuff in it for people to really catch it. And that's just the way, how they make it friendly for Hollywood when you put a message in something.
Yeah.
You see a lot of them sell their souls out. Just look right now as far as for college sports, where they should have been paying them young boys. But anyway, you got the NIL deals, man. You got people around, like 18-year-olds that's millionaires.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where they should have been paying them. You know what I'm saying? And just look how they did the young brother, brother Elliot was talking about earlier. What is it? Kyron Lancey, the boy Lacey. Please, I'm saying his name wrong. Lacey, the college player. Well, they just came out that he was innocent, that he didn't cause the accident.
Oh, okay.
You said it showed where the police officer was coerced the girl to say that he caused it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, look at all this stuff. Yes. And people be wondering why we be saying, like, fires with the police, when we can say, like, defund the police, where they be wanting people to say defund, do something different.
Yeah.
People understand that the police, as we have of right now, they were the slave patrol.
That is crazy.
And I don't think it's, you know what I'm saying? So when you're trying to act something that was formed in a demonic situation anyway, like, how you going to expect good out of something that you can, you know what I'm saying? They can do what they want to do.
But I also think, I mean, like, correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't it for the longest time, like when these guys would go away to college, they were like, they're playing college football, but they're not really getting paid.
I mean, well, they always was doing something. I don't think they wasn't getting paid, but now they can legally pay them. They've
Okay.
been the college
Well,
players.
was that like a couple years ago? Because I just remember. Oh, good evening, Gladys and Eleanor Wicker. I see some more people logging on. I just saw that. Um, but I just think about. Then I think about the women. Now the women players, basketball players, and all them weren't getting paid.
I mean, because it's about what you generate, though. See, that's what a
So
lot of
you,
times you gotta understand. Yeah, it's about who can fill the seats up. See, and that's where we get caught up into that. You know what I'm saying? It's like who can fill the seats up. That's what you got to understand. If you like when you watching the NFL, I just use an example like the Big House, Michigan football. They have 110,000 people. I mean, at the biggest, I mean, it'd be like 112 can come up in there. Is you telling me, you know what I'm saying? Is now in college, women basketball, they sell out. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But is the WNBA selling out arenas like that?
no.
Okay, I mean that's what it come down to. That's leaving like with boxing matches, like when people be like, "Oh, well Mayweather ain't give me the chance," because if you couldn't fill the seats up, how we gonna sell the fight? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You gotta have a dance partner where you can sell it out. So he fought a lot of, you know what I'm saying, like Hispanic fighters because they have a hell of Hispanic fighters boxing. They watch boxing,
Oh
so
yeah, that's
they
that's
got
a
a hell, huh?
that's a huge thing. My cousin actually, another reason why I'm saying something, my cousin actually has a boxing ring in Atlantic City.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying because, but Hispanics, they have a hell of a boxing fan base. You know what I'm saying? So if you usually do fight one, if you see a lot of blacks in Hispanic fights, that's because it's a draw. You know what I'm saying? They can sell something out. This about money. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day,
Yeah.
it's still about money. You know what I'm saying? Why you think Canelo Alvarez was a big draw? Because he gonna get people to buy pay-per-views. You know what I'm saying? He can fill up the Cowboy Stadium. I think what is 80,000. You know what I'm saying? They fill that out for football, and they doing that on a boxing match. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
then it's about money. Just because these two might be the best too, but if they can't sell the fight, well, we gonna, you know what I'm saying? So, a lot of time it be, it's about who the best dance partner you can get that can draw the people in.
Yeah, you right about that, but I guess when you see like these women, well, not football, but more like basketball, you see these
Right.
women basketball players, and they be on point, but they're not getting their I personally don't feel like they're being
Yeah,
treated as
but
far as financially. And I do understand when you're saying, don't get me wrong, I do understand that it's all about the ticket sales, and you're not going to get as many ticket sales um, unless you have like a real well-known female basketball player. Um, I just think, I don't know, why do they have, like in DC? So for example, like in DC, the Wizards play downtown in Chinatown, but the women's basketball, they play in Southeast. They have their own arena, if that's what you call it, their own arena in Southeast. And those are questions I always ask, like why can't they put them like to use the same? But I guess they have their own money, and they have their own, their stuff to put down on the court, their ticket sales and all of that. But the women basketball, DC I would say that DC, the only thing we don't have in DC, and we do have a football team, is that they will be bringing those Commanders, into DC to be for them to be here. But the reality is, we do have one thing about being in DC. Other than now, Mickey, I will say that as far as sports, you can catch a soccer game, you can catch a baseball game, you can catch a ice hockey game, you can catch basketball, women and male. You can even go to a lacrosse game. I mean, you can go see some golf tournaments here. There's a lot of activities in DC to see, but I don't know what's going to happen because after today, like my daughter went to see the African American Museum. Tomorrow, that museum will be closed. So we need sports to to keep the entertainment and bring those tax dollars into the city. Does Flint have any type of sports arenas or sports?
Yeah, they got what I was going to say. They got they got a soccer team. You know, I mean, I don't, as far as our sports.
What they call?
I can't tell you because I don't really pay attention. The Bucks, okay. Deborah Luna just put it up here.
Oh, the Bucks, okay.
I don't really watch soccer. I only watch baseball because I like the Tigers, but it's the playoffs. But I can't sit up there and watch no 162 games. My game is either football or basketball, and I like the fires in college. I like the college sports. Like I watched the college girls basketball game. Like I can watch their games, but I can't watch like the WNBA. I don't, you know what I'm saying? It ain't no big thing. Like far as me watching them when they go pro, but I like the women fires the college game. Oh, okay. Hold up, Carolyn. Lovely Carolyn Hendrick, the Flint General Hockey.
Hockey. I was about to say because I was about to say you should have some hockey because my friend, her daughter plays on she's in high school and she travels with Puerto Rico's ice hockey team. And she's been to Michigan several times, but I ain't know where in Michigan.
Yeah.
Literally because she was able to, you have to at least have had either a parent, grandparent, or born there to be part of the Puerto Rico ice hockey team. And so she's been traveling. This girl is a junior and she's on a traveling team playing ice hockey. When she was here, she was on the Black Girls for Ice Hockey, but her team now is Puerto Rico, and she travels. Her mother, my girlfriend, she's Black American, and her husband is white. Well, her then husband is white American, but their daughter was born in Puerto Rico because they were living in Puerto Rico. So she was able to qualify to be on a traveling ice hockey team, which was really cool. Because there's not a lot of young Black girls that play ice hockey that are traveling team. So I thought that was really neat because when she goes to graduate, we gonna look at them. Mom should be looking. Well, we gonna look too for them scholarships.
Right.
Do they? I'm trying to see what other sport because y'all got snow over there. We don't be getting no snow, and I ain't trying to jinx DC because when we get snow, Mickey, the whole world stops in DC. Can't no one go to school. Can't no one walk nowhere.
Y'all need to get it for 90 days.
I grew up where you still went to school, played your sports, and then came home, and it was a lot of snow outside. But in DC, the whole world shuts down. Out of school time shuts down. They could sit there and say it's a possibility of some snow, and DC is shut down. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. And I do understand the structure of the city, but it's like, Mickey, the whole city shuts down. People don't even go to work. Well, now look, the snow can come because Agent Orange has stopped everyone from working.
You can't. That's why. Look, I get it, but I mean, so what is the atmosphere like right now in DC?
For me, the general sense is for me in my eyes, when I leave my house, my anxiety does go up because I have literally for the last couple weeks have witnessed some crazy stuff in real time. Like for instance, me and Yogi G were going to do it today, but I can put the video up. Me and Yogi G were in the car and we were driving. I was done from picking up her son from school and it was a half a day. And she's on the passenger side. Of course, I'm driving my truck. Well, my SUV, I keep calling it a truck. So I'm driving and I'm going down like a hill And there's a McDonald's to a right, and we're gonna stop and go get Yogi just about to get her two boys something to eat. So, but I mean, not her two boys, her nephew and her son. So while we're going down, I see these three kids sitting on a stoop. And I say to her, this is the problem we have in DC. There's no transportation. Like, look at this. These kids look like babies sitting on a stoop waiting for an adult. Wow. So I start to drive. I continue to drive because I'm going slow because I just made that comment. And I hear the kids scream. And when the kids scream, I ain't gonna lie to you, Mickey. It shook me because I was here. It does. I just made a comment about this boy, and then the boy starts screaming like he's calling for help. So Mickey, I went fast as I could, turned my SUV, parked it, jumped out, and when I'm jumping out, Yogi G turns on her camera. I didn't start recording until another part came on because I was so busy getting out of the vehicle to see what was going on with those kids. Mm-hmm. Let me see if I can pull the video up because I put some of it on my TikTok, but I ain't put all of it. I'm going to add this because the news took the recording and put it on, like the recording and put it on the news. But the news, which you already know, did not really put the full content to what's in that video. And the thing is that you already know what happened in Chicago, and of course they're gonna hide behind it. I was just watching a show with Abby from CNN with that guy Scott Jennings, and What'd you say?
Scott Jennings, something else.
Yes, he is, but his description of what was happening was just crazy. His whole idea was talking more about how do you say that? His rebuttal to them asking, was it right what happened to those black families in that building? His response was they were trying to get a criminal, and that's what was important. And ignoring the fact that young children were twist-tied by the hand and brought out naked in front of a bunch of so-called officers, because half of them ain't even officers. They're just people that are hired temporarily. But
Steve Scott Jennings don't care about that because it ain't him.
Yeah, exactly. That's a different thing. But that's how it always is. If you're not affected by something, you sit there, that's them, you laugh, you make your little TikTok, hey, y'all having this problem. And reality is, well, I've always known, if you got a little bit of color, you probably going to deal with a little bit more than the average person. Now, again, I'm not saying that Caucasians don't go through stuff or our lighter folk don't go through stuff. That's all. Hold on, let me see if I can present this.
Because believe me, everybody in Flint catching hell. They just don't see it yet. That's just like in DC. Everybody catching hell in DC. They just don't see it.
Yeah. Let's see. Quietly I'm on here. Oh, media player. Window. Okay. Can you see it, Mickey?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. This is some bullshit. Fucking kid sitting there waiting for her, and they jumped on her. Too fucking much. Did he get them kids out of here?
Yeah.
She's fucking pregnant. They're putting her in HSI.
Why?
See, the mayor said the MPD cannot do anything. What? Can you hear me, Mickey?
Yeah, I can hear you. I was just gonna tell you got to mute it on your ear.
So it was me talking. So you see part of it. That's not the I'm gonna pull my TikTok one. So what happens is, like I told you, I jump out of the car, and the kids are hollering. And when I look up, they're running down the hill. I didn't want to expose the kids. That's why I didn't start recording. You know, because you putting kids crying.
Right.
Yeah. And I understand people want to get the whole thing, but I might mainly, and that's just a part of it. Even me listening to myself, I get choked up because I literally saw her just walking. And she's a black young woman who's pregnant. To find out because her boyfriend, that's her boyfriend on the far left, telling him like, hey, you know, telling her to calm down because she's having a panic attack because Mickey, MPD jumps on her. That's the Metropolitan Police Department for DC. They jump on her and they, you know, withhold her so she can't move. But here you got two women officers or whatever their positions are, because I don't know if they're ICE or HSI. I don't know who they are. But instead of them questioning or saying anything to her, you got a black MPD officer yanking on her real hard and another MPD officer yanking on her on the other side. And then after they're yanking on her, they release her to HSI, FBI, and ICE. And the guy with the mask, that's the ICE guy. And so I'm hollering outside. And that's not the whole, that's part of the video. I'm hollering to say, get the kids out the way. Because the ICE guy, he's literally trying to hold the kids, you know, not to, getting them closer to where they're apprehending the young black female. So the other lady to the right that you see saying, no, stop talking. She's a bystander who jumped out of her vehicle because when I pulled up to get out of my truck, I beat my horn like 30 times to get people to pay attention. And when I did that, people stopped in their middle of the tracks when I jumped out and people started recording. So it was being recorded from every angle. There was kids that are supposed to be in school recording. I said, Lord, there was a lot of people out there. But in broad daylight, they arrested a black female. I didn't see anything. All I saw was her walking down. And I know that all I know is that the way she was arrested wasn't the right way. And if she did something prior to, I didn't see anything that resorted to her being detained like that. So if they were looking for something or she did something prior to her getting there, it was crazy. I will say this, when I got back in the vehicle, it took a toll on me. My chest was hurting. I was crying because I'm tired of seeing people being snatched. So we drove around to the other side because, of course, I had Yogi G's son and nephew in the vehicle, and it was, they needed something to eat. So she gets out the vehicle to go take them to eat. And then Yogi G could tell you in the chat, she did something while she was in the McDonald's for the kids because they were in the McDonald's. I got out of the vehicle and try to walk up to the boyfriend who was on the right, because by then they had already took her. But Mickey, I will say this. what happened there was a wake up call for a lot of people. So um, my girlfriend kept asking for the other video because I didn't have that video. That video Yogi G had took. I took another video, and the reason when I started recording was because her boyfriend walked up, and he was so close to them that I wanted to get it. I was so close to them, but I wanted to make sure that every part of what he was doing, so they wouldn't snatch him either.
Right.
Because he's like, hey, she's pregnant, leave her alone. And from what I got from all of that was the aunt was the one that they detained, and she was on her way picking up her nephews because their mother was at the hospital giving birth to a child. And the guy who's the boyfriend was hollering and saying, we have guardianship. The mom is in the hospital. We're here to get the kids. What are y'all doing? Because he's unaware what just happened. Well, all I know is that she's just walking, and Mickey, the MPD grabbed her, and then the other people got involved. And I go back to what was said by our mayor that on September 10th, 2025, that MPD would not be involved in assisting with the arrest. But that's not looking like that, Mickey. It's not looking like that. She was hollering the whole entire time. I'll show you my video because the screams from her is what was the main point. I'm over here telling her to calm down, right? But in reality, if somebody yanks you like that, can you be calm, Mickey? Can you?
I mean, the way I agree with.
Like, people always tell you, listen to the police. That's why people get in trouble. Excuse me. I don't know if you can really say that.
No, you can throw it out the window right there when they say listen to the police. Just look how they frame the young man that just committed suicide. The police lie. I'm just telling you the police lie.
It's just I can holler at someone and tell somebody how do you say that? I could tell someone to do all these things because of course I'm not the one affected by it, right? I might be the bystander watching. So of course I have control of my body. I have control of my thoughts. But until you're in the shoe of the people, like the way Scott Jennings was talking, he was speaking because he hadn't been, I don't think ever in his life he has ever felt anyone take his rights away. Do you know what I'm saying? And so when you're a person that has never been affected by the system or affected by poverty or affected from people taken from you, and you have always been given and handed. Now, I'm not saying that he didn't work for stuff or he didn't do this, but I'm saying if he continuously has lived a life of privilege, he truly cannot give a good answer because he will always answer as if it's their fault or they have a right to do what they're doing and never look at the human side of what just happened.
No, because you have to understand it's a portion of America. And to me, I don't care who's going to be mad. It just is what it is. Because you seeing it going down right now. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. I'm not saying like Biden them didn't do no BS, you know what I'm saying? But it's a strong segment of the country that feel like the inner cities are, is out of hand. I'm just looking at the people that's in this cabinet, like Stephen Miller. I don't know if it was true or not. You know how they can do this fake AI stuff. How they was coming in Memphis and stuff. How they was coming to do this. If you go look at the majority of the high crime rate areas that's in the inner cities, tell me what the condition is. Like, is it jobs there? You know what I'm saying? Like, it'll be in more affluent neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you think where people don't feel like they got no hope or, you know what I'm saying, can see nothing, you think, you just got liquor stores on every corner, dispensaries in every spot right now. And it's like, what do you expect?
Well, that's my current neighborhood. We have like 4 dispensaries in my neighborhood. And people did in this neighborhood, because my neighborhood has flipped. People have fought to get these corner stores out. But the truth is, a lot of the people been in this neighborhood. Historical Tyler's house is next to where I live at. And so those people tend to go to convenience stores more than going to grocery stores, lack of vehicles, you know what I mean, to get to and from. So they tend to go to corner stores to get stuff. And so we have a lot of corner stores with liquor and alcohol, and kids have to go in there and go get bread or go get stuff to take back home.
But be honest, if they take them type of stores out of the neighborhood, you really not gonna have nothing there because a lot of people shop at, even though they low budget. I'm just gonna be honest, they not sufficient for to be grocery shopping, but you gonna get them type of stores where people gotta feed their family because it's close, it's close to them.
Yeah, but it's the same thing like Mickey. Every time there's a liquor store, there's a church across the street.
Yeah, I mean that's what's sad.
It's like I'm going in one door. Look, I'm leaving, going to church and getting the word of God, and then I'm going outside to go get me a drink. And it's like set up by design. Erase everything you just learned for that hour or whatever was embraced with you. I'm gonna put this. Can you hear me? I'm gonna put this video up, and then I'm gonna try to find the one with Scott Jennings. But hold on. Can you see it?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm down. I know, but I'm saying they're going to use it against her. They're wrong. You hear her screaming. Y'all just jumped on her. She was just walking. That's me talking.
They don't even have a right to just jump her. They don't even have the right. They don't have the right to.
But see, this is the stuff Scott Jennings don't understand. Like, when they jumping out,
bad number,
let them go jump off in affluent neighborhoods in DC, and let's see how them people react.
Tell her you don't ask somebody to question the handcuff though. Like,
you see how they're holding her? She's in between all the. Why is HSI on her?
I got a question for you. Is it like you said that was a black lady, right?
Yeah.
Is it because they feel like in DC they got a big?
She needs to calm down.
Is they mixing them up with like that? Because I ain't trying to be funny or nothing. Do they got like a big like Africans up in there?
No, that girl was Black American.
I'm just asking because you know how they and this the thing, you know how that's why I be saying the blacks that become Haitians and the different ones, they will grab them thinking, you know what I'm saying? That's why I was asking, is it like a she looked Black American. She ain't give no ethnic look, not even when she talked. Yeah. She gave Black American, and even her boyfriend was Black American. No, that's why I'm asking because in DC,
I know what you're saying, because in DC you do have a melting pot going on in DC.
It's not DC, but like New York.
How you? Yeah. Depending.
That's why I was asking.
But the thing about New York, okay, so like my family, I grew up north, so most of my cousins, I grew up every summer going to the Bronx, Lower East Manhattan, what they call. My family was raised in Spanish Harlem. So for me, when you go, the difference between DC is that poverty and people, the have and the have-nots, that's the way the city is set up. It used to be at a point where you had like the little Latino area and a lot of the Ethiopians on one side, but it's gotten to the point where it's the have and the have-nots. You can even get on a train and tell you're about to go into a poor area. But in New York, every area is set up by the culture. So like you got the Jews, you got the Greeks, the Italians in areas. You know what I mean? You even got the Arabs in one area. You already know you got Chinatown. You have the Dominicans, the Haitians in certain areas. They like have blocks.
Yeah, that's the reason I'm saying that.
Yeah.
Because they send, like how they send a lot of people ICE in DC. I'm like, and you come into, like I say, they in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? ICE coming here. Let's just say they here. And whatever. I'm like, if you hitting these different areas, what you think you gonna run into? if you got, you know what I'm saying, these different populations, like in Michigan, we got like in Dearborn, it's a big Arab population. I'm just saying, shit, if you gonna do that, look who own all the stores. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Look at the guy. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to be. I'm just saying if they doing, but it seems to me they just being Pacific. who they going after. That's the point that I'm making.
Yeah. Well, it's just, but Mickey, the whole point is where I'm going with this is, if that's the case, why is MPD helping? You understand what I'm saying? Why is MPD helping with the issue?
What to do?
So, I guess what I'm saying is, if the illusion is that she was detained by the police, that's different. You know what I mean? But then if the illusion is now MPD's holding her, but then they're releasing her to another group, that's questionable. Because
that's diabolical.
Yes, and that's what's going on. I mean, but you look at Chicago, that right there, oh my God. Jesus.
But you know what that really is, though. Let's be honest. That's coming in for the gangs. It ain't like they didn't, like, this one never foretold what's going on. Like, they've been, we knew eventually they was going to do this. You got to understand who's doing this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They don't look at, they got gangs in their neighborhood. They looking at, they want to get this inner city under control. And then, you know, on some of it, when you do seeing all the killing that's going on, I just don't feel like the way they're going about it, because to me, they coming from like a racist standpoint on how they want to come in.
Yeah.
But, you know, and to me, it's like they should have been the governors, the mayors, the Congress people in them states should have been got on top of that. They know what stop they know what stop gang violence. They know what stop poverty. Put influx them, give people jobs. Just think about it. Just go back when you was working. How many people was really getting in trouble? We didn't and really. And if you go think about it, the only reason gangs got started because you had a lot of them sundown towns. The people, you know, blacks, you couldn't be here. You know, that's really, especially out there on the West Coast. And they forgot it wasn't. It was white gangs. You know what I'm saying? Yep. A lot of these people, but then when you get, you know, they don't ever want to go off into like really what's going in on it. Like a lot of that stuff, how it turned off into the violence that it is. Go look at the people who started gangs. Well, you know, they did, like some of the founders are starting to die off. But if you go look, they never started gangs to where it's at now. They got into that type of situation.
I'm gonna put on this video real quick, and this is the video I was talking about Scott Jenner, just so to like dig deep into this, what we're talking about, just like the reality of the way a so-called far-right person thinks and how they justify what's going on. And I guess that's what my argument was. That's happened in Chicago, but right here in DC, I witnessed a black woman being snatched.
Terrible.
Can you see it?
Sure can.
Going on. I haven't seen any of this, so I certainly am not aware of particular neighborhoods that are targeted. Obviously, I support them finding and arresting people who are here illegally. And in the community they're in, again, I can't justify, I haven't seen which communities that they're targeting.
Well, one detail that's been left out is that they were targeting Tren de Aragua. And so Tren de Aragua is a violent transnational gang. They send illegal immigrants here to the United States. They traffic drugs, they traffic people, they commit violence. They inflict misery everywhere they go. And 37 people were arrested. That was the purpose of the raid, the targeting of Tren de Aragua, some of the most violent people in our hemisphere. And when they come here, nothing good happens. That was
okay, so if it was targeting, I don't think anybody has a problem with targeting. Right. When you clear out an apartment building and you zip tie children and you arrest and detain everyone. Scott, hold on, Scott. You and me, we're talking here, okay? If they arrest children, they arrest everyone, citizens and non-citizens, for hours, detain them, deprive them of their liberty, for no matter how long. You are fine with that.
They didn't arrest children. But
I didn't say they arrested them. They put them in zip ties. But if that makes a difference to you, go ahead.
here's what makes a difference to me. If the federal government knows that there is a nest of Tren de Aragua in a city like Chicago, they have a responsibility. They have an obligation to go get them. It is unfortunate, to answer your question, that there are children put in harm's way by these violent gangs. But that is going to be the reality.
Or is it
Is it
unfortunate,
no,
or
okay,
is
so
it a
I mean,
violation
hold on.
of their rights? Is the question. Because
Look,
I mean, in this country, we have rights against searches
well,
and
you're
illegal
suggesting
searches
these
and
children
seizure.
should be effectively
We have
using shields
right-
for Tren de Aragua, and I don't agree
No.
with
What I'm
that.
asking, hold on, I want to make it clear. I don't like. I know that Tren de Aragua and gangs and whatever, it's a catch-all to treat people however you want, to go in there and shred the Constitution or whatever else it is that you want to do. What I'm asking you is this: do you think that children should have been zip-tied and pulled out of an apartment complex and traumatized like that? Yes or no?
I don't think children should be put in harm's way by transnational gangs.
Just answer the question. Yes or no? Do you think that children?
I don't accept the premise of your question.
I'm asking
the
you
government's not
whether or
putting
not-
children in harm's way. Tren de Aragua.
Real calm now. Real calm. Like
They're the ones putting
gentlemen to
children in
gentlemen,
harm's way.
Gentlemen to gentlemen, we have a responsibility for the way we treat people with the power that we have here in America. And we have a standard that we should treat human life with. And I'm asking you very clearly, concisely, should children be treated that way? Does Scott Jennings like that?
I don't accept the premise of your question.
All right, cool.
I don't believe that the premise of your question is accurate. I would ask you back. Should children be allowed to live in an apartment building with Tren de Aragua? Should the entire community of Chicago have to live with Tren de Aragua because they hide behind these children?
But here's the thing.
That's my question.
I think the answer to that is clear. No, they should not be put in harm's way. But the difference is in this situation is I don't want to be Tren de Aragua. I don't want my law enforcement to act like Tren de Aragua. That is the distinction.
You don't want to leave it? Do you just want to leave it and say, well, they have kids in there, let's just move on?
No, but can't law enforcement figure out a way? I don't think this is the first time children have been in an environment where dangerous people have been around them. And I'm most certain that in most of those circumstances, those children aren't zip tied and carried out like animals. What I am wondering is, okay, let's put this fact pattern on any other placement. Let's put it on a school, right? What if there was a gang member in a school? And by this calculation, it would seem like the children in the school, in order to get that one gang member or two gang members,
handcuff the whole biology
It's not
class.
one gang member. It's 37
Well,
people in an apartment
there's
building.
Scott, it's a
five.
large apartment building. That's part of the fact pattern here. I mean, here's another one from our reporting. Tenants said it appears everyone in the building was detained by federal officers, including U.S. citizens. It was scary, said one, because I had never had a gun in my face. That person lives in the building. They asked my name and my date of birth and asked me, did I have any warrants? I told them, no, I didn't. Fisher, this person says, she was handcuffed anyway before being released around 3 a.m. and was told anyone with outstanding warrants, even if it was unrelated to immigration, would not be released. So people
seriously,
live in apartment buildings all over this country.
I promise that.
Is that where
Wait a second.
Should I just go to an apartment building and
No,
hide?
Scott.
I'm talking about the way that citizen of this country was treated. By the way, I just want to be clear. I think that everybody that's created in the image of God should be treated with respect.
I get sick of when they bring that in. When they say, I believe everybody get, but let me tell you something, man. They need to throw that out the window. All that saying, I can't stand when they bring God in that, when they knowing God ain't got nothing to do with how them individuals is how they come in there and attacking people. That's what I be meaning when I say, when you sick them demons in on the neighborhoods, on these individuals, they do not know how to separate good people from bad people. Like Scott Jennings was finna make every excuse why it was justifiable.
They never want to be accountable for their actions. They never want to be accountable for how they are perceived. They always want to be looked upon as justifiable for their actions and what they believe in. And the difference between other people that don't think like that is that we don't use God's name in vain to cover our real true hate for a group of people, and justify it as saying criminals when we have a damn criminal in the White House. That's the crazy part. We really have a real criminal pedophile in the White House. And we're going to sit here and justify and can't even look that black man in the face and say it's okay. And the black man ain't even asking him, and I can't think of his name. That's what I'm saying, the black man. He's not even asking him anything other than, was it right for them to tie the kids up? But he wants to say they weren't arrested. Are you freaking for real? Yes, they were. However you want to make it look, if you put me in a chain or twist tie me, you have now stopped me from being able to do what I need to do or be able to free.
Yeah, but that was
Mickey, the building is 98% Black Americans live there. That's the crazy part.
And what is the group they're looking for? What nationality is them?
Who are they looking for? The person's name?
Yeah, the group.
Well, they told the people they didn't care. When they said when they were knocking on the doors, I have a friend that lives not too far from there, and she knows some people that live in the building. And she said when they were being asked, this is hearsay because of course I'm not there. When they were being asked, they were saying that even if you have your your ID and your passport or whatever, if you have a warrant, they were asking, do you have a warrant? They were like, even if it has nothing to do with immigration, we're taking you. So if you look at the so-called 37 people they took, most of them were just people with darn child support warrants and other type of warrants.
And I agree with Mark Hutchinson. That's why I put this comment up there. It said the U.S. busts the most sophisticated gangs in the world every day. This ain't about gangs. This is about taking little by little. Started with Mexicans, now it's blacks. Who is next? I mean, you already know what this is. This is where this is real diabolical.
It is, but they want to get us. They want us to flick off and start, because we already know that if we get into a fight with this administration, they would justify them consider us in a domestic war and then allow the president to stay president. Because quiet, not you, quiet. So what up? My daughter's talking to me. Sorry, she gets excited when we talk about stuff like this. What I guess where my thoughts is, this administration, I don't know, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know how anyone, and I'm being truly honest, and it's not even political. I don't know how anyone can sit here and come on a show or come in front of anyone that does not look like them and tell them that this needs to happen. I don't even get the logic behind that, other than self-hate or hate of others.
You know what it is.
There's no explanation. And not everyone that looks different from the people they took feels like that either. But I'm saying, if you're the person who is sitting here like Scott Jennings, and you repeat all the talking points of an ignorant person who wants to claim the moral factor when it comes to people disliking Charlie Kirk, but they want to put the moral factor. They want to put the moral factor on Charlie Kirk, but they don't want to put the moral factor on the children, the black children that were brought outside the building naked. But you want to post on your media, or you want to post and say what they did to Charlie Kirk was wrong, and the left and these people upset. They wanted to make it like, it was the end of the world, because 90% of that media is ran by some fools. And in the word of God, a fool is a bad word. So to call somebody a fool is really bad. So it just hearing this man, and I know that CNN, of course, is bought out and it has changed. And it's sad that we get to a point where we listen to people, even the lady, she gonna say, well, I don't know all the facts. Y'all didn't know all the facts about Charlie Kirk, but just sat there and did a whole dialogue and crap. Y'all probably didn't even know him, and you sitting there telling people, "I'm not gonna be your friend anymore." If you're saying bad things about CK, like really, you're more worried about this talking about someone who has died and talked death to people, and actually said that it was okay that people needed to die with bullets and guns. But we sitting here with a man on national TV on CNN talking about it's justifiable. It's okay. It's all good. It's all good. We are all good because we want to make sure we get these gang members. We got gang members in the White House. Why ain't no one getting them? Why are these people sitting here coming on all these shows? And I'm even talking about the left too, Mickey. They come on these shows, they say all these things, Jeffries and all of them, and say, the reason why reason why the government is shut down, the Republicans. Yes, we all know the Republicans shut down. Anyone that disagrees with that, you on that BS. The government is shut down because Trump has shut it down. That is the truth. But in reality, mm-hmm. Our rates of our insurance is ridiculous, Mickey. It's ridiculous.
No, I agree with you, but did you see some of the stuff they're also fighting for too?
Depopulation is real. If you can come with the health insurance, and then you take the middle class and now make them pay. So, like for instance, if your copay was like 10 back in the day, I remember my copay used to be $5. Then it went up to like $20. Then it's $30. You talking about a copay, Mickey, going up to possibly $80 to $100?
I can believe it.
Who's gonna be going to the doctors all the time? They're gonna be thinking, should I go? And the rate of black and brown people dying of cancer. I just buried my friend on Friday. She passed away from cancer. My mother died from cancer. Michigan has a lot of cancer cases. Mm-hmm. Cancer is a beast. And you already know, without treatment, without follow-ups, without the right people looking at you to guide you on what you need to do next, and you can't get in and see a doctor. That's where we're at. But back with Chicago, and I'm gonna ask you this real question for real, do you think any of them people are going to be apologized to for what they went through? Black Hawk riding above their building?
For what?
For what? What are they looking for?
I'm just.
It's just like, what? That's when you ask me, like, how is DC? DC is what you see like Chicago, right? The difference is that Chicago, because it's more, I think population wise, is more people, and you already know that mayor and the governor has went against crazy Agent Orange, so it's not even more deeper in the conversation. But now you got, and then we got this situation that was right here. But like right now, I was in the grocery store of my daughter, and I'm walking around. And I was like, why is this police officer every aisle he keeps walking to, he keeps stopping, looking back, bending down? Like, what is he looking for? Like, it's just weird that he's in full uniform, gun, the walkie-talkie going off. He's not a off-duty officer. He's not working for the grocery store. Why is he going up and down every aisle? Which he has a right. He has a right to go in there. But he's giving me suspect. He's giving me those vibes like he's looking for something. Well, we leave the grocery store, and I start to pack the stuff I put in the back of my vehicle, and 2 minutes later, that same officer is literally outside bothering a young black man. And I say bothering. I don't know what the black man was doing, but I say bothering because you was just in the grocery store walking back and forth. Now you're across the street with another officer all in these guys' faces that quick. So are y'all looking for numbers to arrest people? I know sometimes we advocate for people and they are doing something they ain't got no business doing, but it's just the way they handle things, Mickey. That is the reality. It's the way they're handling things. That is the real truth. Oh, I look, Tony Terry said down here in Miami, we have a lot of Haitians he was talking about earlier. Yeah, Miami has a lot of different cultures and stuff. But Mickey, at the end of the day, if you see the amount of people that are way lighter than us that have expired visas and they ain't looking for them, then what is this really about? I mean, this man's trying to go to war with Venezuela. Then he probably tried to go to war with Mexico. I guess he said, get these brown people out of here because you know they're gonna turn on us.
Man, he's doing what he want to do right now.
I wish I could see who's more, because I know it's not him. He ain't bright. That sucker is not the brightest crown in the darn box. But my daughter, I'm gonna put it on because she keeps saying, "Mom, play it." So now you remember when we had Obama in office, everything he did, even when he spoke in front of the people, he was real professional. He's real professional. But I'm gonna let you listen to what the White House has out for the people when you call the White House. Now, when you used to call the White House for Obama, for Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, for Biden, it was very professional. So this right here blew me when my daughter said that this is what it sounds like when you call the White House. Hold on.
Hello, America. This is White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt. Democrats in Congress have shut down the federal government because they care more about funding health care for illegal immigrants than they care about serving you, the American people. Until Democrats vote for the clean, Republican-backed continuing resolution to reopen the government, the White House is unable to answer your call or respond to your questions. We look forward to hearing from you again very soon. And in the meantime, please know President Trump will never stop fighting for you. Thank you, and God bless you.
You hear that crazy crap? And then sum it up with God bless you. Mickey, that's when you call the White House. That's the answer machine.
Man, coming straight up and finish the Democrats.
Man, you got these people going around, and I know the guy said what I said was, why would a poor man debate for a rich man? And what I'm saying is, as a poor man, you need everything that they're trying to take away. And so my question is, why is you debating to take away from your own self? Like, who votes against their own self-interest? So if you look at it, if I had money, you would want to tend to vote for the way Trump's taxes are for the rich, right? So if I'm a billionaire, of course I'm gonna, unless I have a moral thing where I'm like, I'm not going with that fool. Yeah, I will get my money, but I'm thinking of others. But if I'm not even in that tax bracket and the illusion is in my head, well, I might become rich one day and I want these same things. You was a damn fool. Oh, Mark, read that. What did he say?
He said that is cringy. But unfortunately, a lot of people think it's funny. But it's not. It's funny until it's not.
Yep. Well, Mickey, it's 8 o'clock.
Yes, ma'am.
Wait. We've been on here for an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for being on here with me.
No problem.
And did they win?
Oh, you know the Lions.
Lions win? Okay, so what was the final score? What? 22? Psych.
37-24.
37-24, and they played the Bengals.
We whooped them. It was never like we was gonna lose anyway.
I don't even remember the Bengals. What? I don't really know that much about the Bengals. I watch football, but it's like certain teams I don't really pay attention, like the Colts, the Bengals. The Browns, I watched some. The last time I watched the Browns, do you remember that year with the was it the running back that punched or hurt the Steeler guy in the head? He hit the quarterback. You remember that?
When he took a swing in the helmet.
Yes.
Yeah. But I know what we just did last week. We whipped the Browns.
What? Y'all whipped the Browns? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
That's the last time I watched the Browns. And that next game, My cousin went to go see the Steelers game because they was all hyped up.
Guess what?
What we about to say?
I was gonna say the state of Michigan is 2-0 against the state of Ohio.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
We sent the Guardians home, and we just beat the Browns and the Bengals. We winning.
Well, I know you happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
So, on that note, someone said the Canes won.
Yeah, Miami beat Florida State.
Oh, okay. I don't really know too much about
That's college.
the college. I just basketball. I know more of college because I used to like Ohio State. But as far as college football, because I guess on Saturday I'll be so busy I don't be watching. But do you bet, Mickey? Do you bet?
No, ma'am.
My friend, he does a thing, and a couple years I won, and then I slowed down. I said, man, I ain't giving y'all no $30 every week.
I don't even do that. But we beefing now because you said you was liking Ohio State. It's Michigan over here. Go blue.
I said before, I haven't watched basketball, but it was Ohio State was I forgot that year. They were actually winning. Yep. Okay, my old behind is yawning. So
for sure. We out.
Thank you. Thank y'all for being on.
Peace. You just gave peace.